wondering what transportation is like in Latin America, we've come to the perfect place to find out all about it. We've gathered a team of experts who will share with you their research from 4 different Latin American cities. First, we'll take you to Buenos Aires, where large urban size demands a strong network of connected transit systems. Also to Bogota, where the Transmilenio is the dominant method of travel for mass transit throughout the city. Then to Curitiba, whose latest trends of bus travel focus on environmental sustainability. And then finally to Mexico City, where buses and public policy are in place to tackle traffic issues.
Buenos Aires is the third largest city and the third largest conurbation in Latin America. As of 2010, it is home to 2.9 million people, and the conurbation is made up of 17 million. The population of Buenos Aires proper has hovered around 3 million since 1947 because of low birth rates and migration to the suburbs. The surrounding districts have, however, expanded to around 10 million since then. The city is diverse and dense, with 17,000 people per square kilometer and a variety of ethnicities and religions. To help maintain and capitalize on its growth, the city needs to improve and maintain its transportation systems. There is currently a commuter rail bringing people in from the suburbs, an underground system, a tram system, and an extensive bus system. Metrovías is the Buenos Aires train system that functions both underground and above ground. It is owned by a private company and operates 6 lines underground and 2 lines above ground. 1.8 million people use the system's 125 stations and 87 kilometers of track daily. Additionally, Buenos Aires has over 150 bus lines, a good portion of which are managed by different companies. Buenos Aires has also recently implemented a new bus system called Metrobus, which operates more like a tram system, but with buses. This system earned the city the Sustainable Transit Award because it was able to expand the use of public transportation so much. Overall, Buenos Aires' transportation system is comprehensive and effective. The city's main concerns need to be bringing more people in from surrounding areas and how to do so in an environmentally sustainable way.
Bogota's Transmilenio system was created in 1999 to address the city's traffic congestion, air pollution, and accessibility problems. Mayor Enrique Peñalosa was elected in 1998 with a vision of creating a more equitable city for Bogota's disadvantaged, and he cited the city's transportation system as the root of many of Bogota's problems. Traditionally, public transport in Bogota depended on hundreds of independent bus companies not governed under a single government agency. Bogota's transport department would issue permits to hundreds of independent companies who would then compete among each other on the street for passengers. This would lead to a consistent oversupply of buses on the road, poor quality of service, congestion, poor driving habits, and increased traffic accidents and deaths. The Transmilenio system began construction in 1999 and currently spans 12 major lines running throughout the city and several feeder bus lines reaching inner parts of the city. Drivers along the main lines drive on segregated lanes away from mixed traffic to eliminate competition and increase speed of travel. Drivers are paid on distance logged by GPS, not on a per-passenger basis, which encourages safe driving habits and reduces overall traffic accidents and deaths. The system has been met with international applause so far, but 80% of the city still relies on traditional public bus transit services because they are able to offer consistently lower fares than Transmilenio, and because the Transmilenio system has not been fully integrated into the city yet. The system also has helped to reduce CO2 levels in Bogota's atmosphere, but real reductions consistently fall behind estimated amounts because of the CO2 output given out by constructing the system. The system has also helped to reduce overall traffic congestion and accidents in the city, as more residents opt to use the system over traditional companies and private cars. It is, however, questionable whether the system has helped to integrate the disadvantage into the city, because traditional companies offer lower fares, and the Transmilenio system has not yet reached outer areas of the city. However, these problems will likely be solved in the long run.
The capital of Mexico is one of the largest urban agglomerations in the world. The core of its transit system is a 200-kilometer-long underground metro that has 11 separate lines. It carries about 4.5 million people every day. The city government also has implemented a bus rapid transit system in 2005 as a sustainable alternative. Ridership is pretty high at 1 million people per day, but it's low considering the total population of the city. The most common form of public transit are cedar vans called peceros. They account for 55 to 60% of total daily trips on public transport since they are cheaper and extend all over the city. Unfortunately, private cars still make up most of the road surface area and contribute to most of the traffic congestion and pollution in the city. To combat the rising levels of air pollution, officials instituted the Hoy No Circula policy to restrict the number of cars that can enter the city any day. It hasn't been as successful as they would have hoped, and many residents oppose the law altogether. To improve their transport situation, Mexico could invest in more light rail options in order to ease traffic tensions.
The municipality of Curitiba, Brazil, is a model for both sustainability and transportation for cities in the developing world. Curitiba is the capital of the southern state of Paraná, situated on a temperate plateau that provides few major obstacles when it comes to transportation. For this reason, the city was one of the first in the world to develop an effective bus rapid transit, or BRT, system, which first appeared in 1974. Curitiba received the Global Sustainable City Award in 2010, and much of their success in green living is due to constant innovation of their rapid transit buses. Estimated to save approximately 27 million liters of fuel per year and be used by over 85% of the city's population, the buses were converted to run on biodiesel in 2010, and they connect to the station platform with a ramp that is accessible for all members of the population. Due to the growth of sustainable industry in Curitiba, the metropolitan population has a high ratio of cars per person, with 1.8 million people owning 1.2 million cars. As the population of people and cars continues to rise, the traffic problems in the city have gotten increasingly worse over time, bringing the relatively small fleet of buses to a standstill. Looking to the future, Curitiba hopes to decongest its crowded streets by developing an underground metro system. City officials are investing approximately 4.62 billion Brazilian reals, about 1.26 billion US dollars, in a metro for the coming years, in the hopes that it will draw more of the population back to public transport, helping the city maintain its low rates of ambient air pollution and hopefully allowing their BRT to again be an effective system of transportation.